Hello, and welcome to another week of the Abuse Cartoons live stream. Whew, all right, so back again, and more typhoons on the way, as I put in the notification. So the storm season is not over yet, and hopefully it's not going to be anything of any consequence, because the country has been hit already with a couple of big ones just in the last month. So, and they've hit the same area twice, so there's going to be a lot of cleanup to do before the Tokyo Olympics, it looks like. And Yeah, mostly in kind of the more rural areas, things are just gone. When that stuff happens, houses are just gone. They just get washed away. It's crazy. But back again to do this. So even if we don't get hit by the typhoon, the whole country, kind of experiences weird weather for a while. Things just kind of get pushed around. And either it gets hotter or colder than usual, and a little wind and rain. So that's something to look forward to. Yeah, this is going much later than usual. So that's not good. So yeah, nothing. The pressure's a little off. Might need to reset it. So nothing huge. Also, Lyle from the Utter Red Hands gaming podcast just messaged me that one of the Kickstarters that we were talking about, Reclaimer. It's a kind of eco insurrectionist tabletop RPG, kind of talking about corporations versus kind of ecology based, or the anti-corp thing has a global I don't know, the theme is just a little silly, but I guess it's been done before. Chris said that werewolf for Vampire the Masquerade, they were eco-terrorists, and so eco-refugees I can understand, but eco-terrorism, like terrorism, I guess you could disable things that created pollution, but probably you would be causing more pollution or more problems by doing that, and you would just force companies to resort to dirtier, coal and oil and ways of manufacturing things in a temporary state and to recover there. I mean, it just doesn't. For me, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. Because it's not. I guess the image would be more Greenpeace, like attacking whaling ships and things. So I guess something more heroic or more. Yeah, but for the most part, I think stopping plastic manufacturing or I don't know. it has just a very funny tone to me. But anyhow, Reclaimer, this RPG, just canceled their campaign because they hired an artist to do some photo bashing, which I guess is a thing that's become really common with concept artists, which makes sense because you're doing work for hire. If you're a concept artist or a concept artist, or just kind of like previs for movies and things, you're just throwing out ideas and you're just looking for photo inspiration, and then just using that to try to give some inspiration to costume designers or prop builders or whatever for what something will look like. So the actual material is probably never going to be published, and it's never, I guess you're making money from it, but it's not really any different than just doing a bunch of found photo collage. So it's a little bit closer to that. You're not saying it's original work. So concept art is a lot of use of photo and kind of digital collage and stuff. Basically just drawing over other people's photos. And I guess the one artist that this campaign used, it just went directly after cyberpunk, photo shoots of costumed models, and just cut them out or whatever, and applied some technique to make it look more painted, and probably painted over the images themselves, and didn't own the original photo, which I guess if you use the photo sites that you're basically purchasing, you have access to royalty free, then you have ownership, or you have some sort of license for that original photo, so that'll never come back on you, or less likely to come back on you, depending on what the relationship is, because even though you know, are buying something and under the understanding that it's royalty free, you have no idea when contracts lapse and when things go wrong, or what, you know, some of these internet companies have done to get some of their photos. And you know, it may be you know, people have purchased license from, so they bought up other companies, or they've acquired licenses, they're sharing licenses, like doing all kinds of shady stuff because of the way kind of the internet works. And so you can't always 100% know. But I guess pretty obviously someone was using photographers, like, you know, art photographers, you know, creative photographers' work, and, you know, maybe not even modifying it very much because it was already cyberpunk costume kind of work. And yeah, that was got a big reaction from that. And the way the internet is now, I mean, it's really shady to do anything like that. You have to approach everybody with everything, and so many people have, you know, kind of parallel thinking that even your ideas are gonna have already shown up in other places. But then there's also like the big companies like that, the thing with CBS and Star Trek Discovery, where the similarities are just way too numerous for it just to be parallel thinking, where they obviously someone with a Steam account was playing some indie sci-fi game or some, I guess it was early access, or in some early stages, and basically just lifted all of the thinking from it, including the characters and the relationships and stuff. So that's very, very suspicious, because the bigger companies know they've got the lawyers to kind of wear you down. So very few artists are going to be able to fight that. But anyhow, so these photographers, I guess on Reddit or somewhere, said, hey, look who stole our art. And so instead of trying to get that all sorted out, they just canceled the campaign and said they're coming back next year to do that. So, yeah, so you definitely have to be careful, because I think there's some really bad practices. And a lot of this, I haven't seen this recently, but a lot of manga studios have gotten some bad press for if they have a chicken in a scene. If you Google image search chicken, on that first page is the photo that they used, and basically just trace the photo. And so that's I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure that it's the same sort of thing. Whoever owns that photo, you know, needs to be compensated. You need to have some sort of rights to it, or you need to be paying them for some sort of license for that as the source. But also, it's, you know, kind of very lazy and shameful to be that easy about doing stuff. So a lot of people were caught, and the internet, you know, has nothing but internet detectives that have nothing else to do but, you know, solve all these problems. Nothing of consequence, but you know, things like misused photos and things. But yeah, so that's too bad. 'Cause it looked like an interesting setting, and the artwork was nice. I mean, I just saw basically kind of the cover art and stuff. I think I used for that episode of the podcast, I used that as their cover image from the Kickstarter. But it was nice. It had a nice, you know, kind of harsh painted but kind of militaristic look. But I guess further into the book with the classes and stuff, they had some, you know, just some repurposed cyberpunk, you know, basically cosplay photos. Things are looking I think I should go in one more. My pressure is making things look really thin. But yeah, so you got to be careful. And the funny thing is, we were just talking in the podcast about how they originally kind of had a misstep that everybody gets upset about everything, but a little bit of a misstep that they had created these pledge levels where, like, if you want to support the editing, if you think that's important for a good game, if you want to support the layout and graphic design, if that's what you think is important for a good game, you know, pledge these levels, and that $5 will specifically go to that, you know, that group of people. Will put that in the budget for, you know, these people. And some people started complaining, you know, you're kind of pitting, you know, everything is important for the game, and you're kind of pitting these people against each other in a popularity contest. And so they changed their minds about that and just said, okay, it's all going to be kind of one. They couldn't change the pledge levels, but they said just it's all one pool, and we're just going to kind of everyone's going to share everything, which is very funny. Because you got to know the internet is full of nothing but unemployed graphic designers that are ready to be angry about that. All right. Yeah, but I think there's a lot of that, and I do see a lot of art and people like putting tutorials and things online where they're just saying, "Hey, yeah, I lay out all my illustrations in Poser or some kind of 3D program with simple models, light it, and then just basically draw over that." So there's a lot of like weird levels of tracing now that go on in digital illustration and art, and it's going to be a while before they really figure out how to draw those lines and what's fair use of something, how much of something you can use. So I don't know if there's been any big cases that have resolved any of that stuff, but it's going to keep coming up, and it's just because a lot of people have jobs where it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter if you own the images at all, and especially if you're cutting them up enough that they're not really recognizable, that it would be very hard to find the source of them. That that people would, they need to just be a little bit more careful, especially when they're doing, for-profit projects. Need to be a little bit more careful about how they source their art. And like we were talking about before, it is an expense on the podcast. It is an expense that does make a big difference. I mean, people look at projects differently depending on the level of the art. So, you do want to be careful, but you don't want to cheap out and use somebody that's just repurposing other people's photos. Yeah, it's a strange thing, because that's what I've heard, like people doing concept work, is that it's just grabbing photo. Here's a photo for the sky, here's a photo for the mountains, and just kind of chop stuff up, and you just kind of color grade it, and then just do some paint work over it. So you are basically repurposing a lot of photos, just because there is so much photo content out there. But if you leave them recognizable enough, then that's difficult. And also, I think Google has that reverse image search now, and I'm not sure if that will also pick up a relatively similar image or not. I know it finds the exact image very easily, but I wonder if it can actually also locate stuff that's where it's been used enough, or it's recognizable enough that it could give you warnings. Yeah, so that was too bad. That was not good to hear, but yeah, things have just gotten to be like that, and there's just so many digital artists now, so it's real hard to know who to trust, and make sure you got it. So that means, though, that's an extra expense of being a digital artist, is you're buying photos then, for your sources for a lot of illustration. Yeah. So that's difficult. And I guess with the demand for kind of more realistic digital painting and things, that definitely saves a lot of time, is digital photo source, but still. All right, I don't know what I'm drawing today, but just trying to get warmed up. So the big, almost 2 hours long Alien starter PDF review is going up for the Idle Red Hands. So if you're interested at all in that game, this is a long analysis of not only the system, or what we have of the system so far, but also the setting itself. Blah. The setting of that adventure. All right. Oof, that's wonky looking. Oh, I should keep an eye on everything. Sorry, how active the chat is. But, oh, there we go. Yeah, but if this is your first time watching, thanks for joining. And this is just a draw and talk kind of thing that goes on every week at some time or another. I apologize for the lateness of today. I'm so stuttery today. I'm on the right day, but just not a decent time. It just took a while to get here. Something like that. I don't know if this is getting better or not. All right, so there we go. All right. Yeah, so please bother me in the chat if you're watching live and have any questions. I try to keep an eye on things. I still haven't set up my monitor over a monitor, which I definitely need to do. I think I need to put a monitor, kind of like the camera between two monitors, and one above and one below for the tablet for drawing below, and then the monitor up top. I think that would make a much better arrangement for being able to keep an eye on the chat and draw and still have a okay eye line to the camera. I just can't get this base right. I'm trying too hard. You can hear my felt tip simulated. No, that's a little better for the stylus here. This guy. It's that texture that simulates a felt pen, because I drew this for so long with Sharpie that I thought that would be appropriate and feel like I can grip the monitor. I know that they make there's some tablets that have a kind of a coating. This one's pretty shiny and pretty slippery, but I know some that you can get what that's called, kind of protective sheet or adhesive sheets that have a little bit of a texture, so you do feel more, like you're drawing on paper. And maybe that's more important if you're simulating pencil or pastels and charcoal and things. But I'm just kind of simulating my crazy marker on paper technique. It's looking very bong-like. All right. Yeah, so I wonder if the legalization, like in Canada and a lot of parts of the U.S., of marijuana has made the pipe and bong industries go crazy. Or I don't know, because I don't even know how you get it, if it's already pre-rolled in cigarettes or whatever. How you even deal with that. But I wonder if there's a just like the iPhone creates this third-party market of cases and all kinds of nonsense. I wonder if there's a huge third parties benefiting from legalized marijuana. That's so funny to think about and to base your whole business on. All right. I don't know what I'm doing here. Another cake. Yeah, I think I like that. Let's see. Some of these guys, so all this stuff, no? Oh yeah, so these two, put them up here. Okay, so I'll keep these three here. All of these guys can go. Sorry, just do some movement here. All right. Okay, so maybe fill some of these. Or all of these. Yeah, I think they're going to be, even if I resize them, kind of thin on the thin side. Okay, I think the thickness is okay, kind of reasonable. Yeah, something like that. All right. Okay, so maybe not the bong. I don't know if I need this weird space vitamin thing. Yeah, I think that kind of works. All right, well, why don't we just move to the comment section. All right, so let's do some comments from last week. Let's see how this goes. Boom, look at that. What a elegant move. All right. Oof. Okay, so last week, what a little grouping here. So he was under tremendous pressure to make Sunday morning exactly what everyone was expecting. All right, so we got some love and some pins. Let's show all the comments. At least he was there to keep them awake. The coffee had a lot of pressure. Good memories. Used to do that on a cold Sunday morning, waiting for the bakery to open, just enjoying the aroma and the quiet. Nice. Good stuff. All right, let's go one day into the past and see the other one from last week. Oh, orange juice. Yeah, see, I'm not sure if this is even a thing anymore, the lots of pulp. He mistakenly thought that having lots of pulp would get him closer to real oranges. Fake it till you make it. All right. That's the comment. Give them some like. All right. So, already we are checking out things from the past. 2008. She had trouble telling him that his size and weight made him less attractive. Oh, nothing. Yeah, 2008. 2015, here we go, chocolates. It was the most joyless and frantic thing a 2-pound box of chocolate had ever experienced. Nice, the aftermath. Let's show all comments here. But it tasted so good 4 years ago. I bet it felt used. Not to mention the guilt. All right. Beautiful. And one more, 2011. Oh, tiny. Oh, one. The red towel was disgusted by what he saw as a sudden feminization of the laundry. Just wait till Ruffles and Lace start showing on their faces. Wow, 8 years ago. Oh my God. Yeah, see, look at how much tinier the drawings were. And I think I'm still 2000 what now? 11. Oh yeah, I'm definitely still, this is still marker on paper being scanned. So yeah, a different quality altogether. Even the eyes are so tiny. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm not doing so much highlighting. A little bit of highlighting and stuff, but I guess it's laundry, so it's not going to be shiny. But all right, okay, one more. Why not? Fireplace tools. The poker was not to be trifled with. Look at him. He's all bent. Nothing. 2006, 2017. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Declaring yourself a fine wine when everyone knows your grape juice is quite an uncomfortable lifestyle. 4 likes, no comments. Oh, here we go. More. 0 calories and an unpleasant aftertaste could have just as easily described his personality. All right, here we go. 3 comments. Some guys just can't get a break. Hey, that is just wrong. Diet Coke is the one with the wretched aftertaste. Coke Zero tastes pretty good. Diet Moxie? Does my package look like Moxie? Oh, no. Wow. Yeah, people standing up for their Coke Zero. Well, it's a revolution. Just changed sweeteners and it's suddenly better. It tastes pretty good. All right. Well, let's get back to it. So let me see if I can do this. Switch. Boom. And infinite me back over here. All right. There we go. All right. Well, thank you for finding this, or thank you for coming back, or thank you for watching. And the archive of this, of course, is on both Twitch, sometimes irregularly, but everything is on YouTube. So either one of those places is where to find all the old previous versions of this, especially if you find a cartoon that you're like, what? You can probably watch the creation process and see how it got that poorly made or that confusingly decided on. Oh, sorry, I'm a little bit stuck here. All right. Okay, well, let's get started. I think I'm just going to make that a big chocolate cake. So that'll look more ridiculous and decadent. Not too dark, though. Let's see. Yeah. And then go with frosting, and maybe darker frosting then. Maybe a little more red too. Yeah. Okay. So we'll fill it. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. We'll fill it in the middle here. And then do the top. And no, maybe not. Oh, right there's the break. I was watching a video about the long production process of Fury Road and kind of like what happened that kept delaying it, and it's crazy. I mean, it's amazing that movie got made, and it's so wonderful that it exists because Yeah, it was in production all through the 2000s. So amazing. So it took, like almost 15 years, like 12 years or something. Yeah. And had some things going back and forth. And originally after Beyond Thunderdome, George Miller was all excited about doing a television show, on Mad Max TV show, because that was the 90s, kind of late 90s, Xena, Warrior Princess, Hercules stuff. So it's probably good money. I mean, with a property like Mad Max, that would be great money if they could get decent casting. But I think it was the TV show where the Australian actor that they wanted to do the TV show, because of course they couldn't get Mel Gibson to do a TV show, had a horrible car accident and was paralyzed or handicapped in some way in the car accident. So he could probably still work, but he wasn't. Oh, did I just do that? Oh well. He wasn't in good condition anymore. Especially if they're going to do action stuff where he's jumping around on the tops of trucks. But I don't know. But I don't know how that would have been. Scaling down Mad Max would have been a little disappointing. I could see because all of that stuff, for me, all of that stuff was horribly disappointing. All that Xena and Hercules, that 90s syndicated TV stuff. Guess there was good money in it, because that's why they just wouldn't stop doing it. But it was not very watchable. I was never one of those fans of any of those. And the funny thing is, I was fans of all the garbage, anything fantasy, because of Tolkien and sort of Shannara and stuff. I was a big fan of any kind of fantasy, anything. I remember being amazed by the TV movie Hawk the Slayer when I was a kid. And so I was a sucker for any of that stuff. But I guess by the time I got university age, which would have been when that stuff started coming around, I just didn't have any patience for it. I didn't think it was, it was so obviously, lower tier. And that's so funny, because that was, everyone's opinion and distaste of television was that way. Television was just this lower level of entertainment and things, and then HBO and some of the cable networks just kind of changed that whole equation. And once you had Kiefer Sutherland doing 24 and stuff like that, people that were always thought of as movie actors, maybe not of amazing quality, but movie actors doing television. And their presence being so noticeable, like a higher quality television show with a higher caliber actor. Someone that just had some gravitas and presence and stuff that really changed how people were perceiving TV. And that was it. Then everybody started doing TV. Everybody whose movie career was kind of jumped on. And now we've got that weird back and forth now where people are popular on a TV show, and it's like, what movies can we put them in? What movies can we put them in? And it doesn't always translate. It's not a one-to-one still, it's not a one-to-one. Somebody that's, and especially if it's like a character on a show that you're liking, seeing them in a movie doesn't do anything for you. All right. All right. Maybe I'll put some bubbles in the champagne. Maybe this on here. Okay, could be sweat. All right. Okay, so what am I doing here? My original idea was like combinations of foam rubber and cheese. Mm. Well, I guess I can try it, see what it looks like colored, if it reads enough like what I'm thinking. All right. Trying to do the wax here. See how this works. Okay, let's see how this looks colored, and it might just be weird enough to work. Who knows? Ugh, I gotta go much bigger. There we go. All right. Yeah, I think this works. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Let's get back to a reasonable size. All right. So we have a couple of odd cartoons today. I don't know. All right, so feel free to bug me in chat if you have any questions. What this is, why is there a cartoon named Domestic Abuse? That was fun, as I mentioned, at the Okinawa Comic-Con. There was a lot of kind of PSA-type posters saying domestic violence, there's no excuse for domestic abuse, and so, yep, that was fun. All right, so let's, what are we doing now? Okay, so let's take a look at something from a convenience store. All right, well, welcome to Japanese convenience store. Remember, that was the early doorbell chime that was when electronic doorbells were first invented, I think in the, 70s in Japan. That was one of the original compositions, and Family Mart has kept that, probably because they just always use that doorbell. Family Mart has kept that for a long time. Okay, so so this was just one of those odd things that I found, and they are always doing, and it's more of a summer thing, so I'm surprised to see it, something new still, because it's fall and kids are back in school, and yeah, there's not a lot of kids going to convenience stores to bug their parents to buy something like this, but I just had to see what this was, because it's Candamina, Candamina, Mina. I wonder what they're trying to say. But the thing that I didn't understand, so it looks kind of spacey or sci-fi or something. Then I looked up in the corner. It's like, oh, it's a little scientist. No, it's a little Mexican guy with a sombrero, maracas, and a little poncho. So I'm not sure about the branding here. I'm not sure exactly what this is supposed to be. Because it looks sci-fi, but the character, and maybe the character is just the character for anything that I don't know. Yeah, maybe this is an ongoing thing, and this is their sci-fi version of the Candamina. But let's open this up and take a look. So it's by what the company is Kondo, and I have not seen much about them. They have a little QR code on the back, but no URL listed for their website. So I didn't really do any research about them. I just wanted to take a look at what this is. Oh, and sorry. And it's described, so 3 flavors. So there's pineapple, green apple, and peach is the pink one. So 3 colors. And it's described as hard 3D gummy candy. So I'm curious what that's actually going to mean. Oh, wow. So it is, yeah. It's harder, yeah. It's like Sour Patch Kids or gummy worms or whatever. And I don't know if these. So here's the shapes that kind of are supposed to be locking together. So there's some peach ones, and here's some green ones. Yeah, they're oddly misshapen. I'm not sure if you're going to get any stars. They don't really go together very well because they change shape out of the mold. So they're hard, and they've got that sugar, like powdery sugar thing that like sour, probably it's sour taste. I didn't check. Although I know sour pineapple, and yeah, I guess it could all be sour. Now, I don't see. Are these pieces supposed to look together? And I understand like matching the I guess this way. Matching the flavors. That's not really a star, but kind of. You have to really force them though. But let's try an apple peach mix here. Oh yeah, there's just Sour Patch Kids. Oh, very sour. I didn't see the soup bite. But I guess that there's just, you're just supposed to force these 2 weird bird-like shapes together. And that kind of gives you a star? I don't know. It's interesting because it mixes flavors. You could do different flavor combinations, but oh, so wait, there is a way. So wait, let's do this here. No. I'm so sorry you're watching me do this. Wait. Yeah, I think this is it. Oof, yeah, this is what we're supposed to be doing here. Yeah, that's close to a star. Da-dum. So that's the star that you make. See, it's kind of. So it's just identical pieces that when you rotate them the right way, they kind of make a star. It's a little lumpy. But yeah, that's kind of a star shape. So try another one of these. Yeah, they're just Sour Patch Kids, basically. But it's nice that they go together regardless. I don't think you should be playing with them so much. And when you're stretching them, the powder is just coming off. There we go. Again. It's a weird way to do it. But yeah, you just kind of stretch it out. So I guess the fact that they don't keep their shape is okay because they're still pretty stretchy. So they go together. And it works relatively well. It's not very strong taste, though. If I would close my eyes and taste one of these, I don't know if I could tell the difference so strongly. Because the sour The sour taste just basically dominates the flavor. So that's Condamina. More puzzle candies. I remember the last one was kind of a Tetris, like a 3D Tetris gummy, but those were very soft and very strange. These are a little bit harder. Basically Sour Patch Kids, or gummy worms kind of style. And they do make stars. We have proof of that. Oh, and they show you, here's all of the different combinations. So what do those two flavors together make? It doesn't make anything. They all taste pretty much the same when they're mixed together. Oh, wait, so they're actually saying peach and pineapple make strawberry? Pineapple and apple make kiwi? No way. Apple and peach make grape? Yeah, it's the flavors are not distinctive enough to actually do that, but I guess as a kid, maybe that's fun to contemplate as you eat the entire bag in every miscellaneous combination. All right, so more Japanese puzzle candy. And what does that say? Oh, assorted fruit candy. That's all it says. Yeah, I've noticed that more and more, especially things that are in convenience stores. If you see down here, it's all Japanese text. But then, for somebody that can't read zero kanji, so foreign visitors, they'll have something written down here like what it is. So you don't like buy a bag of, furikake for the, rice and eat it like a, snack or whatever. They try to give you a little guide in English, and sometimes the translation's a little odd, but in English they try to give you an explanation of what that actually is. Like, this is seaweed, or this is fish, or this is dried squid, or whatever. So you don't look at something and say, oh, this is potato or something, and you get shocked by what you find. So I think there's enough odd things that are very Japanese that explaining them. And also some of those surprises, like I've talked before, like sometimes they'll do butter. They do bread with butter on it and then put spicy cod roe, mentaiko, in the butter of the sandwich. And so it gives it a spiciness, but it's also very fishy, kind of salty and fishy. So it's a little surprising if you have no idea what you're expecting. It's like, is this bread bad? Is it rotten? What is the taste that I'm tasting? Yeah. So they'll explain that now, just a little bit of English. But if somebody said spicy cod roe, would you really even understand what in the world that is? Anyhow, so that was convenience store. So more puzzle candy. But that should be the end of it for this season. This stuff just kind of goes away. It seems like, though, this convenience store had a little bit of Namone and summer type candy still out, which is odd because that season is just basically over. It should be all the chestnut and potato and pumpkin flavored things now coming out, which I will show you as they come out. So there wasn't any great Halloween stuff, maybe one more week, but Japan does celebrate kind of Halloween. They like the market Halloween things. So so let me get back to some drawing. All right. Easier, smoother transition. So let me wash that delicious sour gummy down with some coffee. Whoa. Now I've got that powder. You can hear. It's like sand. There's like powder all over my desk. Blah. All right. So writing these wonderful cartoons. So we've got the confusion between foam rubber and cheese. Nope. Come on. There we go. Foam rubber and cheese. Okay. Of either cheese or foam rubber. They were large quantities of either cheese or foam rubber. Yes, I guess that's as good as that's going to get. What a way to start the week off. There were large quantities of either cheese or foam rubber. Is there more to that? Oh, nice spelling on the quantities. Nice spelling. Oh, I guess I just forgot a T. Quantities. So only sitting, only. Yeah, so they're not I want the joke to be they're not interchangeable, but only in this drawing do they look similar. Only sitting would determine if they were either cheese or foam rubber. Only sitting would determine if they were either cheese or foam rubber. Only sitting would determine if they were. I don't think I need the either. What's only sitting would determine if they were expensive cheese or foam rubber. Actually, tasting would too, but Yeah, the joke is trying to confuse him. Okay, I still think I like that they were either better. Sitting doesn't. They were either expensive cheese or foam rubber, but never both. No, I don't need that. They were either expensive cheese or foam rubber. Yeah, just kind of a joke about the generic-y looking style of the cartoon. Let's do a little bit of boom, boom, boom here. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And they had redefined space brunch as with orange juice and entire chocolate cake. Some typos in there. Oh. Orange can come with me here. They had redefined, missing the E, redefined brunch as a champagne with orange juice and an entire chocolate. Whoa, that's a crazy misspelling there. Okay, so they had redefined brunch as champagne with orange juice and an entire chocolate cake. Sure. All right. That's what I was thinking. So, okay, they had redefined brunch as a champagne with orange juice and an entire chocolate cake. Beautiful. Let's go back to these guys. They were either expensive cheese or foam rubber. Oh, cheap. There's the joke right there, or cheap foam rubber. All right. All right. They were either expensive cheese or cheap foam rubber. They had redefined brunch as champagne with orange juice and an entire chocolate cake. All right. I think that's going to work. So thank you for watching. And if you're watching from the archives, I do this every Sunday night, North American time, very, very late sometimes, Sunday night. So if you can't sleep, if you have something keeping you awake, well, this might just put you to sleep for your Monday morning. So please stop by every week and also check the archives. If there's anything that you've enjoyed in the cartoon, you can watch it being drawn and kind of hear the origin, or watch the beginnings of that idea. And yeah, so that's what happens every week. Drawing and talking, drawing the domestic abuse series for Go Comics. So if you'd like to find this and the archive, please visit gocomics.com/domestic abuse. Abusecartoons.com is the website. The archive is down for right now, so I go to Go Comics for that. And I'm still trying to decide what's going to be on that site, because I'm not driving any traffic to it. And I guess I just wanted to link it to, I'll just make that like, where you can find everything. And also, if you would like to contribute to this cartoon and make it more often, and make the streams longer, more frequent, and get yourself some original art, a signed book, please visit patreon.com/abusecartoons. And follow Abuse Cartoons on Twitter @abusecartoons. And also, yeah, I think that's about it. I'm on Instagram under my name, Jeremy Lambros, on Instagram, doing Inktober. So finishing Inktober with some Citizen Spaceman inspiration. And I don't know what's going to be after that, but I might just keep at it, because it's giving me some nice motivation. I like the idea of writing and drawing on Instagram. So maybe that'll be a thing. I don't know, especially if I can do it all digitally. But anyhow, that is all for this week. I will be back again next week. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to my patrons for supporting this. It wouldn't exist without you, and I dearly appreciate your patronage. And please consider becoming a patron if you're not. And I will see you next week. Goodbye.